Like Lancaster County is not known as some sort of politically radical community or something. We're pretty conservative. People generally keep to themselves, and I think this project really, I think, snapped a lot of us out of that delusion that we're somehow, as long as you keep your head down, you'll stay protected and insulated.
I originally got a call from Malinda Clatterbuck in 2014, and she mentioned that there was a large 42-inch gas pipeline being proposed to cut through their community.
My awareness that the system privileges the privileged came a little late in life for me, and it was as a direct result of Williams Company proposing a pipeline through our property.
We told her that, we weren't there to write permit appeals, but we said what we could do is we'd be willing to work with her and her community on writing a local community bill of rights that would establish the rights of the community to health and safety, and then ban things like pipelines that would infringe on those rights.
Lancaster County is a deeply religious community, and in Lancaster County, that religious devotion is also really tied to land. So for a lot of folks, a project like this pipeline, it's not primarily about property rights, it's about this sense of violation of the sacred.
The Lancaster folks were unable to get any help from their state or federal legislators. They were unable to get any help from their local elected officials.
There are a few people who are making a lot of money at the expense of the rest of us. And that realization didn't come to me before this work and before CELDF helped me see and walked us through our naivete of working within the system and the regulatory system and writing letters and saying, please don't put this on my property. And if I tell you I don't want it here, you'll move it, right? And then realizing that they don't and they won't and they really don't care.
We realized, okay, this system really is rigged against us in a way that we will have to actually put our bodies between this industrial threat and this land that we love.
The pipeline in our backyard is what brought it to our awareness. These greater issues, it very quickly became, this is a violation of who we are as human beings.
At which point the folks in Lancaster started organizing around civil disobedience and direct action, basically saying, if our courts, our legislators, our regulatory agencies won't protect us, then it's going to be up to us to do the protecting.
It was an October day that we knew construction was going to start, and we had about 100 people here in the morning that showed up, and we held a vigil here in this space, and then walked down to where they were starting to unload equipment, and we had people arrested from the age of 16 to 86 that day, and that was the day that active construction started on this pipeline. At this point, this is the most authentic expression of resistance we have. It's just to put our families and ourselves here on this land, saying we physically stand against this.
It's not okay that the industry just took my land through eminent domain for their own private gain. That's not okay. And you can legally give them the right, but I'm going to take the high moral ground here and say that's not ethically right, and to keep speaking out against what they're doing and naming it for what it is.
What's been inspirational in Lancaster is to see the number of people that have refused to be cowed, refused to just roll over and go away, that they have actually upped their efforts back against the corporate state's intentions to try to keep them down.
The earth and the water and this land, it doesn't so much belong to us as we belong to it. And I think that we've really seen that come out in the fight this community has had in resisting this frack gas pipeline.
What made us strong in our movement was the sense of community we felt with one another. It helped us bind together to acknowledge that they're threatening what's important to us. And what is that we have that's important to us, and what can we do to protect it?
These are multinational corporations, and they're dealing with national politics, but the harms are local. And local communities have got to figure out ways to leverage the power we have. Community
building has to be foundational to any kind of movement work that you do, because if you don't have a sense of community, you have no power.
As communities, learning how to both understand the power that we have and exercise the power that we have.
And we have to keep speaking truth, speaking into that truth, and nonviolently fighting for a different future.
That's my dream, is to see communities rise up and find a way to peacefully, creatively, but just in mass numbers, actually say, we're not living under this kind of a system anymore.
There are people out there who care more about the common good than they do about getting what they want. And that is what gives me hope to keep trying to make a difference.